Ladies and gentlemen, we're live in the outrageous, the infamous, and legendary.
Live from the Shack. And good evening to you all. I am Spanky Frank. I'm here with...
Master E-Dog.
Kurt C. Trombetta, good faff.
And good evening, everybody. Hooah!
And we are the members of the official podcast of the Mayapack Carmel area, The Shack. And we are coming in tonight. We are actually pre-recording a show because on our normal Sunday time slot, we cannot make it all this week. We all have things to do. So we are pre-recording the show because we love the people of Mayapack Carmel who listen to the show.
Do we ever?
We love them. Love them, love them, love them. So we're giving you some brand new content from us.
I could take or leave him.
Oh, you. Oh, you. So, getting right into it, we scoured the newspapers of the local flavor.
Oh,
I didn't know how to finish that sentence, so that's why I'm...
And boy, do we have flavor this week.
We do have some flavor. There's a lot of big things going on right now. But let's just get right into it. Some political talk to start off the old podcast. The district attorney, what's his name, Levy?
Yeah, Judge Judy's kid.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Judge Judy's kid.
Judge Judy's kid. Well, that's going to tie in the national angle. For
Look at that. Isn't he currently having a pissing contest with Sheriff Smith?
See, I don't know, because his friend got acquitted
Oh, I see.
of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl.
Oh.
I believe
I see.
that was what happened. And he was involved because the guy
I don't like girls.
because the guy he was friends with was a personal live-in trainer.
I see.
And, got money, and then, of course, the personal trainer ended up, raping some young girl, accused of it.
Okay.
She was later acquitted. But Donald Smith, he, put his hand in there and said, oh, well, Levy was, giving money to his defense, and, and Levy had to recuse himself because this happened in Putnam County. See, the whole case ended up being down in Westchester County.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So but Mr. Levy...
Ooh, you from Westchester?
Westchester
County.
Westchester County. Mr. Levy is trying to restructure his office.
Ooh.
In order to...
With what, like drywall and nails and...
No. New people. We have like 50 papers. By the way, the papers that we decided to represent, that we decided to take our news from this week, is the Putnam County Courier, the Times...
The local Times, not the
local
New York Times.
Yeah. God forbid the
Find that
local
in my
teams.
house.
And then the Putnam Examiner.
Ooh.
So
and unrepresented here tonight are the Mayapack News.
And the LoHud. Yeah, Mayapack News I couldn't get a hold of.
By the way, all of these are actually, as I was thumbing through them today, if you're looking for a good alternative for local news and stuff like that, if you don't like reading LoHud, because unfortunately LoHud, they tend to be a bit of a rag sometimes.
Yeah, I am still currently boycotting the Journal.
I mean, it's they've kind of done some shady things as far as exposing people. If you want the local, like Westchester, tri-state area stuff, perfect looking for you. But I mean, if you really want a good paper, definitely check out these local papers in the in your local deli. You can pick them up anywhere, and they're usually. I think the Times is free.
Yeah, all of them are free except for the Courier. The Courier was 75 cents.
Oh wow, 75
Well,
cents.
then I will reimburse you.
Better.
We get the Mayapack News delivered. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to run to my house and pick that up.
That's all right. That's okay.
We're actually broadcasting from my mom's tonight.
Yes, we are, from Kurt's mother's humble abode off Bucks Hollow Road.
Yes, Mom and George are in Jamaica.
Ah, Jamaica.
George would be
Party
having
time.
a heart attack if he saw this.
I know, right? Exactly. But anyways, our district attorney, Levy, is now attempting to get kind of like a higher salary for some of the employees of his, some of the lawyers there. And I believe he's not asking for more money, but I believe he's allocating. He's trying to restructure the entire department.
Does that mean he's going to be firing people?
I mean, they don't really say, but I believe if you're going to add to one area, you got to obviously take from another.
Right.
So I believe they're trying to, because his whole thing is basically he wants to get some of the younger lawyers some more income, because
Gotcha.
Personally, I don't know how much a regular lawyer makes, or
A lot more than me.
oh yeah, absolutely,
A lot more than me.
According to this, they said I guess the prosecutors are only making $57,000 a year.
Oh, that's it? Gee.
Well, for a lawyer, you know what I mean? Not for
I could use $57,000 a year.
Listen, I could use $57,000 a year
Mike?
myself.
Yeah, that would be nice. Definitely would be nice.
It's not a lot. So what he's doing is he's trying to restructure things, which is like this is the second or third time he's done this, I guess, in the last 2 or 3 months.
Office,
And-
in order to ensure stability, we are going to reorganize this office into an empire.
Well, okay. Well, that's
That was
didn't-
Star Wars episode 3.
I didn't hear Levy
just in
say
case.
that. Yeah.
Under his cloak, he put his cloak up. I don't know him. He's probably a nice guy.
There's some people that are saying, "Oh, this isn't fair because other departments are not getting the same type of, fairness." You know what I mean in this, but it is the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, the big thing about it is, like, for example, you're taking funds from away from. It's all big. Anyone who works for, like, the government jobs and stuff like that, because obviously then you're going to be taken from. I'm not entirely sure what the whole thing is, but I'm sure like people like, for example, who does collections or something like that for the town or something, or like the stenographer, just to throw out an example, is probably going to be like getting less money, because it's just going to be restructuring and stuff, which kind of stinks, But it all depends on how you look at it. If you want the lawyers to have more money, it's I guess it's more of an incentive to keep some of these younger guys on so that they do become really good lawyers later on, and
Well, here's what the restructuring includes. It includes shifts in salary for 3 positions. One employee left, and the new hire to fill the vacant position is taking an $18,000 a year pay cut.
Wow, that's quite a chunk.
Who knows what that position is? It could be like, whatever. The second position calls for a pay increase of about $10,000, and the third position calls for an increase of $8,000. Now, the employee proposed to get the $10,000 pay increase has been with the county for less than a year and earned a previous pay raise 2 months ago. And the employee proposed to get the $8,000 a year pay bump was hired a couple of months ago. So this is why it's causing things, because these people are, relatively new to the county.
Gotcha.
But Mr. Levy thinks that they're crucial.
But what have these people done before they came to Putnam?
See, it doesn't say. It doesn't say.
What's their,
I would assume that, I think at least the younger, they've gone through the bar, obviously. They've gone that whole thing. They've gone through school and stuff like that. That whole thing of, like, the younger guy who hasn't been there, like, less than a year. You look like you were about to eat the microphone.
I was going to take a bite.
But no, like they less than a year, you're already getting like a big bump in pay raise, So it's nice, but obviously whether it's fair or not, I don't know. That's the whole debate there. Personally for me, I think it's kind of weird. They should probably do it closer to like a budget year or something like that, where it's kind of everything's being looked at,
Sounds like there's something stirring in the weeds.
Probably, yeah, So it's just one of them things.
Well, it's it comes down to he's asking a bunch of the measure is going to be moved to the audit committee, and then it's expected to be moved to the full legislative meeting. So I guess we'll find out what the audit meeting meets today, or you met yesterday. So I wonder what.
Will this mean an increase in taxes or no?
what the outcome meant. No, because he's
right.
restructuring within his department.
Okay.
So it's not like he's asking for more
He's
money.
going to have to start cutting corners.
That's what he's doing. He's cutting corners. And the only, everybody, the guy who at times is critical of him, Sam Oliverio.
I've heard of that guy.
He's running for county executive.
Who's he running against?
Oh, Marianne Odell.
Who are we voting for, Shorty?
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Huh?
She's voting Odell.
Okay.
Odell's
okay,
good.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Are
I'm
we
on
officially
Team Odell.
on board with Odell for the...
It. I don't know. This show, the official...
I think they're all running on the same party lines,
the
too.
official podcast of the Carmel...
Oh, yeah,
Mayapack
then I'm on
area.
Team Odell.
This podcast endorses Mary Ellen Odell, so...
Yes, Mary Ellen Odell.
We apologize in advance, Mary, for Miss Odell. We apologize in advance. But Sam Oliverio, he's been critical, and he's for it. He says sometimes you have to put your money where your mouth is. If you want the best and brightest, you have to pay for the best and brightest.
Now, is he a tax and spend Democrat or just a Democrat?
He's like the lone Democrat that's been there for like 30 years.
Oh, all right, like my grandpa used
Just
to
to
be.
have a Democrat to say, see, we've got some. you know.
We have one, but we keep him in the back.
Look at him. That's Sam. That's Mr.
I think the
Oliverio.
last Democrat executive we had was, I think, in the 80s.
He's just sitting there with
It was
his
a
arms
while
crossed,
ago.
like, man, I don't like anything. What's
Meh,
going on?
meh.
Meh, I don't like
Taxes are
this.
going up. Meh.
So that's going on. So we also, another thing, too, that I noticed, I was reading the news as we move on, because we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of...
We got a lot of material to go over tonight.
We've got a lot of stuff to cover.
We got
Falf.
all sorts of papers and stuff. One big thing that I noticed in all three papers, and I've actually noticed in a bunch of other papers too, and we kind of went into this on the other show. Right now, the police are big time cracking down on the drug dealers.
Good. I said this the other
Big
night. Good.
time. And I think there was, at least 3 arrests I saw in one paper. I was actually reading the Yorktown paper today, too. They got another guy, too, in the blotter. That was...
Now, what kind of drugs are they going after?
Basically, the big thing they're going after right now is heroin. That's the big thing. But it also encompasses to, like, the other, like, opiates.
Yeah.
Oxycontins.
Well, that's how it starts with that stuff. It starts with the Oxycontins.
So you're talking pharmaceuticals then?
Well, I think that's how it kind of starts, but that one's harder to kind of crack down because you can get a prescription for that.
Right.
Any doctor, if you go to any doctor, you say, "Oh, I have some back pain," they're going to give you a prescription for painkillers. It's really unbelievably easy to get it. I remember I went into a doctor one time. I was telling him I told my I told my kidney doctor one time I was kind of feeling a little depressed or something this and that. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna give you some Xanax,
and I'm gonna prescribe you some of this cocaine."
Yeah, exactly.
This will perk you right up.
It's amazing what they'll do just to give people some medication. And so, but that unfortunately, you don't have insurance. It's unbelievably expensive.
Oh, I can imagine.
So.
It's cheaper to get heroin.
Exactly, that's the biggest thing.
It's cheap.
I think we were talking about this the other night. That I think heroin is like $5. It's like $5.
$5 a bag.
Yeah, it's unbelievably cheap. So what they're doing now?
Well, I mean, if it's that expensive, even Kurt's over here sticking a microphone in my mouth. Like here. If it's that expensive, at $5 a bundle, I mean, isn't there a crystal meth facility around that somebody could just, for less than half the price, probably get twice?
Yeah,
the
but like
product
that's the
and-
thing. Like crystal meth is different from.
So what is it?
Heroin.
Different high?
Yeah,
Are
crystal
cops
meth.
after that
Crystal
too?
meth is like speed, but what you're doing is the opiates. It's opioid basically is what they're trying to crack down on because all these heroin deaths. I believe I saw in today's paper.
Wow, I didn't realize
the
my
Journal
friends knew
News.
so much about drugs.
Well, look who you're talking to. In 2008, okay, there was only 215 overdoses by heroin. In 2012, last year was 478. And that
Those are
completely-
unacceptable
and that,
numbers.
And it is unacceptable. And the reason it's not, fuck going after the drug dealers. Sorry, I apologize. F going after the drug dealers. It's the doctors that are prescribing these medications. You go to Putnam Hospital, like he said, he prescribed Xanax. When I was there, I had my gallbladder out. Shoot, they asked me how many painkillers do you want when I was done. They literally asked me how much do you want.
Numb me from the waist down, would you?
And me, I was like, 5 days worth. And they were like, okay, if I asked for a month's worth, they would have given me a
Can I have
month's worth.
6 years worth, please?
I believe I was actually reading in one of the papers that actually the amount of overdoses in this area, like I said, the Mayapack Carmel area,
Sure.
since I believe 2012, I believe it's been like 38 deaths.
Incredible. It is incredible.
It's in one of the local papers that it just said, which is unbelievable when you think about it, And then here's the great thing about it too, and this is what the really cool thing about our government and all this kind of stuff is that they are taking extreme. They would like say extreme measures, but they're taking measures to counteract that problem. Like I said, within looking at the paper today, I saw about 3 separate arrests. They're cracking down big time, and it's not just heroin too; it's also the pot stuff too. Which, whatever you think about it, I mean, I still don't like a drug dealer because a drug dealer is a drug dealer to me. Whatever you feel about doing the drugs, that's up to you. Personally, I don't have a problem if you have a thing doing it that, but I think I kind of despise drug dealers, no matter who they are.
Well, yeah, drug dealers are nasty people. But I mean, I don't know. The way I look at it is that these 30 people won the Darwin Awards. So, I mean, go for it. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is now they're going to try to prevent that too. Because another thing I also read in one of the papers, I think might have been the Times, that basically they're now training local police to use a thing called, I think it's just called, I don't know the exact name for it, but it's called Narcan.
Okay.
Or Narcan or whatever it is. And basically this is like Aaron was telling me that it's basically like a nasal thing that they give to people who's potentially ODing, and it knocks them right back to sobriety within a couple seconds.
That's great.
It's good. Because they're going to be the first responders to find these people most of the
So
time.
when tasers don't work, they could give them
well, I mean,
this nasal enema.
Well, you wouldn't tase someone who's ODing on heroin.
Enema. That's great.
No, but it's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. The police force is doing because it's a tough problem. When you think about it, I mean, like we are not part of that crowd.
The best solution for the people who are peddling this stuff, take them and shoot them in the back of the head, because it's the only way you're going to ever get the point across to stop the drug dealing. Kill them on the spot.
Well, I think another thing too.
The way this economy is going, it's going to get worse. I'm telling you now, it's going to get worse. So you see those 30 people now, unfortunately, they all have families, and I'm sure they have kids and whatnot that they left behind. The problem is the economy, jobs, blah, blah. I don't mean to be sidetracking here, but...
No, that's fine.
It does tie into it. You got drug dealers. The cops are trying to get this shit under control, protect people, especially the young kids now from high schools and colleges are getting tied up into this shit. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm done talking about this shit. I said the F-bomb. I apologize.
Said the S-bomb. You just went all over the place. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, man. We're trying.
We're trying.
We're getting a little cleaner each time because we bombed on the keeping it clean the other night.
Well,
that just
tonight
went
we'll
right
just
out the window.
But the thing about it too.
And Spanky, I see these people. I catch junkies a few times a year.
Sure, of course.
There's not. We had one the other day that we picked up, and she was definitely on something.
Yeah, sure, of course.
We pulled syringes. I had a kid last year. When I stopped him, the first thing he did was dumped his needle in the garbage.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. The one last observation before we move on is basically the best kind of thing you could do, and this goes for a lot of different things, is just kind of educating people on it. Because I mean, say what you want about the DARE program, it does work to a certain degree. I think to certain people, but it also education also comes from obviously parents and stuff like that. Because even though like we as a group we've all done our respective drugs from time to time, but we're not in that culture.
If I said I didn't smoke pot once or twice in my time,
it happens. Happens to the best of us.
I was more of an alcoholic.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't smoke pot once or twice today. But ultimately, bottom line, if you know somebody, or if you have somebody, if you are someone or know somebody that is suffering from, addiction and stuff, please just go get help. They lie. What kind of life is it? I mean, really, what kind of life are you living when you're stealing stuff and you're bringing your family out all to chase some silly high? I mean, it's ridiculous. There's more to life than that.
Could literally, in one wrong dose, kill you.
Exactly. It's not worth it.
I never heard of somebody, like I said the other night, never heard of somebody smoking a joint and dying.
Yeah. No, but you gotta, if
Unless,
somebody, get help.
Unless, of course, the joint was laced with something.
There's definitely places out there and people you can talk to, and you can definitely go and and try to kick that habit. But hey, stay away from the prescription drugs or whatever. You don't need it.
Nope.
You don't need it. So.
And just to let everyone know, again, Aaron made a good point. If you have problems, go get help. I mean, the best place to go to Putnam Hospital Center. They are probably the best. Well, you're not going to get a better hospital than that. And they have people that'll help you through any sort of problem that you have. They're fantastic. We have Alcoholics Anonymous in the town. Any sort of problem that you may have, go get help. But here's the thing. let's make this show a little bit lighter. Let's
But okay, I'll bring it up on a lighter note because
Sure.
it ties into the drugs. My mom works with a gentleman. I actually don't know the guy's name.
Sure.
But, he's young. I think he's like our age, like 31 or
Sure.
so. And he was a millionaire gambling, just playing
Okay.
poker. This guy won millions of dollars playing poker. A few years ago, he lost it all because he developed an H problem
right.
and took a swan dive off the Tappan Zee Bridge and lived. He survived.
Wow, that was one hell of a swamp.
Yeah, but now he works with my mother. I don't know the guy's name.
Well, God bless him.
Yeah.
But anyways, just to get onto some of the lighter
It's
stuff.
light because he survived.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's a good point.
He landed light.
So let's.
He landed like
But besides the heroin and the politics and all that kind of stuff, there's some other fun things that you could always look about during on the time. There's some other good stories here. One thing, just to counteract immediately what we've been talking about, I saw in one of the papers too. I forget which company it was, but they held a spelling bee, like an adult spelling bee, that raised money for mental health. I'm not entirely sure. Aaron's looking it up.
It was in the Examiner,
Ooh.
and I keep going. Spelling bee contest benefits mental health. Mental.
Oh, Kurt, when I
Mental
was a
health.
little boy, we would just put them away or kill them. Kurt, my brother has mental health issues. He urinated on the hood of my station wagon.
For the fifth straight year, residents from Putnam County and its surrounding region participated in a relaxed but competitive spelling contest that brought money and awareness to mental health.
Ooh.
So basically, you have to be mental in order to compete in this contest because
People listening
who
to
the hell
this
wants to
would
compete
say
in a
we're
spelling bee?
arguably mental.
So does that mean like certifiably mental?
Well, it was to help raise money. The Putnam Family and Community Services hosted its annual Spelling Bee Team Championship. The mission of the agency is to partner with individuals and family and the community to cultivate hope, wellness, recovery by addressing mental health needs, substance abuse, and other social and emotional issues. So let's see. The Spelling Bee featured multiple teams, so it was a team event. Lame. Can't spell the word by yourself? You shouldn't be in it.
By the way, you were asking the other night of something that you should cover. Here's your team sport that you can cover right here.
Oh, boy.
But here's another thing, and I'm gonna plug Mary Odell, Marilyn one more time. She's
Once again, sorry about that.
My uncle Kurt knows her.
yeah, no, she said in one of the things about this county is that we are a county of volunteers.
Right.
If you look even just on a regular paper like we did this week, and looked at some of these things, there are so many things that you could do to help volunteer. One of the things that I'd actually like to bring up to this show that maybe we could do this year is do the annual Relay for Life at the high school. Because that was amazing. I mean, I remember doing that. We used to do that long time ago when we were part of the St. John's Evangelist Church
We
group.
did. We should start a team.
I think the Shack should start a team. We'll do a Relay for Life because it's a lot of fun.
Registration is next week for that, so we better get on
We'll
that.
get on it.
They're going to turn the town purple as one of the things next week.
They did that last year. They painted everything.
Yeah, they do it every year. And actually,
Wait, relay, does that mean we go to the high school and we walk around?
exactly. We'll start our own team.
All right.
We'll do a
Yeah,
live
I'll do that,
podcast
sure.
that night. We'll do a live one that night, or try to do a podcast. We'll record it,
Okay.
make it look really nice, and we'll just go there. Because, of course, we obviously all know someone who passed away from cancer or who has
Yeah, sure.
cancer, of course.
Just give me a date.
Oh, absolutely. No, we'll
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's definitely do that, and then we'll represent. We should really get we should record people and get their things, and then throw it in on the podcast and do that. Yeah, you could camp out and everything.
Yeah, we'll
We're
get
gonna
it.
do that. We camping out.
Oh, Kurt, Kurt, can I come?
if I remember correctly,
I did that one year. I did that my senior year.
Yeah.
I did the
If
Relay
I
for
remember
Life.
correctly, there is someone sitting at this table who had her first cigarette at the Relay for Life. Or not her first one, but there's a very terrible picture of her just with a cigarette hanging off her mouth just during one of these events.
Erin.
That was you. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. You're just inside one of the tents. You just had this cigarette hanging off your mouth. It just looked really haggard.
I was probably tired. I definitely wasn't drinking or doing anything because it was at Mayapack High School.
I don't know. This is back in the
How
day.
much craziness could I get into at Mayapack High School?
Plus, we were with God's time.
Yeah, I couldn't do much with.
Couldn't do much for that.
But no, that's a really amazing event. I mean, they have it all over the
Oh my
country,
God, I'd
too.
be so much more religious if I had some kind of experience at like church or CCD or
Oh, I know, right?
as a child.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like, this is something that goes on all over the country. I believe actually a cousin of ours who's very involved with Relay for Life, who lives down in Florida and does it. One of our older cousins.
All right, somebody I don't think I know.
No, you haven't met her. But you know, it's a really great cause, do cancer. So yeah, we'll definitely get on that this week, and we're gonna start doing that stuff.
So look for that on Facebook if you subscribe to the Shack, the official podcast of the Carmel Mayapack area. Look for us on Facebook. We're there, and for updates and stuff. And if you want to join us and help us raise some money to kill cancer, you definitely go there and
Absolutely.
do that. We'll have it all signed up for you.
We're gonna kill cancer.
Why just cancer? Why can't we kill other things?
Well, we can kill lots of things, but cancer's a biggie. So we'd like to eradicate that from the rest.
Yeah,
of the
we're trying to
planet.
get that one off the list.
Yeah, get just
I'm in.
nix that one.
You know, it's like Russia in World War I. Germany really wanted to get rid of them as quickly as possible.
So you're saying Russia's like a cancer?
Oh, are they ever?
Oh, Christ Almighty! So here's another nice little story that we were actually just talking right before we went on. Is I believe an athletic director got her job saved
Okay.
after I believe she got her I guess like they did like a salary cut or something like that, or they cut money. You know how they do this, like certain schools all the time. They'll cut money and they'll cut jobs big time. And there was a huge outcry for firing this lady. That they actually had a big town hall meeting, and they actually got this lady. And this is in the town of Carmel, right there.
Yeah, this is in the town of Carmel, which I think is a little ridiculous because they're thinking about cutting teachers from arts and music. Yes, this is an athletic trainer that's cutting, and there's an outcry. Where are our priorities? I think
Where
in
the
May.
money comes in.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's
where
where
are
the
your
priorities
priorities?
are.
You know, I
What
think
brings in more money?
Exactly.
Arts and crafts or a
I know,
sports game?
I know. But anyway, an emotionally charged school board meeting on April 22nd, a plea was made to save the job of Carmel High School athletic trainer Lisa Palmieri.
What did Lisa Palmieri get accused of?
Well, she didn't get accused of anything,
Oh.
but more than 10 student athletes and parents stood out and spoke out against losing Palmieri, who has been with the district for 7 years. Basically, many students pointed out that there's a human connection that they've made with Palmieri, with one student calling her his second mother.
Ooh.
Basically, they were going to cut her position from the 2014-2015 budget.
I see.
Her position is worth roughly $100,000, which includes salary and benefits. And so, the superintendent, Dr. James Ryan, said we will take a look at ways to fund the athletic trainer position. We have more flexibility within our budget, and we'll find that. I hope they do, and I hope they keep every single teacher
Okay,
that is
so she
affected under
didn't-
that budget in order to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so she didn't get accused of like doing anything naughty with a student,
she
right?
they just,
Oh man, I
she's
thought it
just a
was. I thought
beloved-
that was the direction we were going with that.
Believe no.
Oh.
Lord Almighty. No, but they're gonna replace her, and I guess if they cut the costs of this athletic trainer, they'll be saving about $50,000. But I think it's ridiculous. I think they should be saving teachers and not athletic trainers. That's my personal opinion. You know, I think that's way more important than. I think education is way more important than athletics. I know the athletics get you into big colleges and whatever, but it's like, come on, not all of us are professional sports athletes. You know what I mean?
Well, this is another big thing too that comes up just about every year too. Is when they do the school budget in the town. We always vote it down because most of that school budget goes towards athletics.
I always vote
now
no.
here's the thing.
Always vote no.
whatever you feel about athletics, obviously, if you're in the school district and you're in that thing, obviously you're going to vote that way. You're going to vote yes for the school budget because our team needs stuff. Me and Aaron here, we went to private Catholic school, and our
Look
brother.
at you.
I know exactly.
What about those private Catholic school girls?
They had big bones.
Kurt, they have useless appendages called breasts.
What was I
Do
going
they,
to say?
Mr. Quinn?
Yeah, I know, right? It was no, but like our brother had he was a part of the football team, big time, but they had to purchase all of their own stuff. Like everything was provided by the players and the players' families itself, which
With Maypac, it's all taxpayer funded, right?
exactly, and and I believe that's all sports there,
Sure.
Which I mean, I feel like if you're gonna do that, I don't really. I feel it's better just if you pay it out of your own pocket because, again, this is something that you're doing.
You might play harder.
Exactly. It gives you more of an incentive instead of just giving it to the people,
Exactly.
Obviously, I think it's definitely up to the school to do things like, for example, provide them with like an area to do things that they need to do. I think that's okay, but stupid things like, for example, uniforms,
Sure.
I mean, obviously taxpayer, I think you could definitely go into the field because everyone could use that.
Right.
For example, like the track around the field, everyone goes walking around it.
Right. Even people who don't go to the school use the track.
Exactly. For example, what we brought up before, the Relay for Life.
Like my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
She used to.
I used to do it all the time myself. Like even the Relay for Life, everyone's going to be using those fields
Right.
for that thing. So that's okay. But I mean, when it comes down to official sports and stuff like that, I feel like the team should actually pay for their own way for some of the stuff.
Yeah. For some of it, sure.
And that's why every year, like, the budget gets, voted down, or at least we try to vote it down, because again,
but then they always find a way to pass it.
Yeah, I mean, it's and then of course the taxes go up and that kind of stuff, which is why we are probably one of the most expensive, tax-paying people in the country.
Well, now there's a tax, cap now, in the areas, so they can only go over 2%, or they can only do up to 2%. After that, I don't know the process, but they've installed a tax cap on school taxes, so the budget would only go up like I said, the most it can be 2%, and that's it. And then after that, you need special, to vote a couple of times to override it. It's got to come from the state, things like that. So it's just but that's the new, because for forever it was just going up and up and up, and people can't afford it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's mostly the athletics. And believe me, I love sports. I'm all for it. I'm all for that stuff. And I know that it's a good thing and it teaches leadership and responsibility and whatever. But I believe that education is a lot more important than that in a lot of respects.
And students crying when they lose.
And I agree with you, Spanky. I think that they should, in some degree, should put up some of their own money if they want to play. I know you got some poor athletes and stuff, but you know what? There's lots of programs that could fund that too, and you can get grants and stuff. Let's use the system. You know what I mean? Rather than just having us taxpayers have to shovel the bill, and these kids are coming out of college or coming out of high school with not a great education because their teachers are getting cut. Funding's getting cut.
And that's the thing about it, is what happens is you'll spend money on the athletic stuff, and then you're going to cut things like arts, things like music, or even like the basic stuff like math teachers, English teacher, like everything gets cut, just for that, and obviously, yes, if you're really good, obviously it creates opportunity later in life if you're that good. But I mean, again, I think for that, it's definitely something that I think people should pay for themselves. I don't think we should all be, and I don't know if that's whatever kind of associate with that, whether Republican or Democrat, but I mean, that's just how I feel most of the time, or at least that's how I was brought up with it, because again, like I said, for like when we were growing up and we had to do sports, we paid for our own stuff.
I think the schools should spend less money tying the students down and treating them like inmates and let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah, that was definitely a big thing with Maypac.
That's
too.
why these kids are vultures. You keep them crammed in there for 6 hours and they get out and
well, it's all relative.
Act like degenerates.
I mean, that's all relative. I mean, that's all. I mean, you could tie that into like why they do heroin, because they're sheltered and they just cry not to do like things, just to go against mommy and daddy. But I mean, it's that's how it goes sometimes. There was a really interesting story I saw in there. It's an actual hit and run story.
This is funny.
This is actually really interesting. I forget which paper. I believe it was in the
Spanky, bring us in, man.
Yeah.
Bring us in for the
I
closer.
believe this was in the Examiner. The Courier, excuse
the
me.
Putnam
It
Courier.
was in the Courier. So what happens is, there's a guy. Where was it? It was on Glenada Avenue. This is right in the middle of Route 52, right near the fire department. So this is right next to George's. By the way,
Oh.
if you are ever hungover,
They have
George is a wonderful place to go.
Really? I love George's, but I've never been there as a hangover spot.
Shorty Brown goes there every morning.
You want your George?
By the way,
McMuffin?
Shorty Brown is over there with her donut pajamas on, and I want to dunk her in a glass of milk or some coffee.
You sounded a lot like Mr. Quinn right there without even trying.
I want to dunk you.
But anyways, yeah, so what happened was this guy, and apparently a witness saw this, guy hits a fire hydrant. Like, goes ahead and hits a fire hydrant, and what happens is he jumps out of his car and just runs. Bolts. He ran out of the car.
Literally ran. He hit the fire hydrant and got
just-
out of his car and
just
ran.
ran.
But yet Carmel police failed to apprehend him.
That's what tax dollars at work.
So, wait, I didn't read that he ran. Yeah. No, he...
Freaking
no.
Keystone cops up here.
Small
Yeah,
farm
listen, I'm calling anonymously about my neighbors. Please don't come
described
to
as a
my
young
house.
man bolted from the scene. I
I
don't
was like,
know.
what are you doing here?
Screen running control drove up before... Yeah. Oh, my God, he did. What are you...
He actually ran, and apparently a witness saw him texting. So that's what happened. That was what led to the accident.
Texting and driving leads to hitting fire hydrants and
And you're gonna run.
and ultimately getting away from the police in Carmel.
I mean, we were definitely praising the police before about making the heroin bust and all that stuff. But
good, good. Keep busting the heroin.
But a guy, I could only just imagine him just running away, just like, oh god, oh god.
Like, I could have driven away. Now I'm gonna leave my car with all my information. in
Yeah,
it
exactly.
And just run.
It's like, wow.
I would have loved to seen the 25-foot high spritz of water that comes up.
I would have loved to see the guy just running down like the street, like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, where is he going?
So is he texting and running at this point?
Holy crap! I just hit a hydrant. I'm running.
LOL.
He's on Facebook doing an update. On 52 on foot. Car hit fire hydrant. LOL.
FML. It's like, wow. Like, imagine you're at Georgia and you're just like eating your breakfast one day, and all of a sudden you're just like, what's this lunatic doing? He hits a fire hydrant, just runs.
Who is that degenerate?
Well, the crash tied up Easter Eve traffic for over an hour.
Ooh, Easter Eve.
Yeah, so it was Saturday night. So, and you know how busy it gets along that 52 Route 6.
Sure.
So some idiot, I mean, we all like to text and drive. I don't care who you are. You all text and drive. You get one response, and you're like, all right, I'll text back Kay.
I've been a good boy about that. I
I
really
try to.
I really try not
I really try not to, but you know
With
what?
my old
We all
phone,
do
I was the king. I was like,
yeah.
the iPhone, not so much.
It's very hard to get it. It's very hard to really get it. But
It's Shorty Brown. I love you. And
But-
oh shit!
yeah, but this guy, he totally smashed into a water hydrant and then was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna run away. That's what I would do.
They ain't gonna catch me.
They ain't gonna catch me. Car's not registered under my name.
Guess what? They didn't catch him.
Nope.
They failed to apprehend the person.
No, they really did forget. They didn't. But I'm sure they got him now because they probably got his information afterwards. Because all that is that license
This was
plate.
a stolen car.
That's a possibility too. He probably got a stolen car and he just hit the fire. Just like, oh god, FML. There was another really fun story along those
Smell
lines
hot
too.
dogs.
Oh, how about that? Mike brought some delicious nums tonight for us after the show. It's gonna be nice.
Mike, what'd you bring?
Oh, why you have to throw that microphone so close to my mouth? Okay, well, I've got some boar's head hot dogs. I've also got some Bubba Burgers,
There you go.
Angus beef.
Oh, my favorite kind of
yes.
beef.
Got a couple of brats. Should be pretty good. Haven't tried them yet.
I had brats. They weren't brats, and then they snitched on me. Little brats.
We had another really fun
Wow.
little story too. that happened this week too. Apparently, a man was arrested at the Mayapack Library
Oh, good.
after being very drunk and disorderly.
Here we go. Mayapack man accused of causing a disturbance at Mayapack Library while under the influence of alcohol. He is currently cooling his heels at the Putnam Correctional Facility.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah, the AA
I guess
meeting. They were at the wrong. He was at the wrong thing.
Did he get caught like urinating in the nonfiction
No, they don't say.
section?
They don't
or?
say anything like fun, but he was. His name is Michael Guggenheim.
Hey, I wonder if he was drinking Guggenheim whiskey.
I don't know, or he was trying to find out, research the Guggenheim Museum.
Oh.
Oh, maybe.
We went all
It was
night to
around
crack
4
those gems.
p.m. It was around 4 p.m. So he was hitting him early.
Oh, boy. He was at Southside with me and Mike
Yeah.
at 11:30 in the morning.
He was disrupting the library's afternoon programs. He was
What are you
char-
playing this communist stuff?
I said checkmate.
Alice, call the police. That man is urinating over there.
That book was terrible.
This book was awful. This book is a lie. It was written in 1893.
You know, I ate red eggs and ham once. It was great. It was delicious.
Green eggs and ham, the byproduct of Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
Kurt just hit Mike in the face with the microphone.
I was trying to get Mike's laugh.
That's
I
really
ended up-
funny.
I ended up taking out his eye.
So anyway, so he was charged with criminal trespass and he was sent to county jail on bail. So it carries a maximum of a year if found guilty. So, you know, if
So
you're gonna
he'll
drink,
do community service.
yeah, and that's it.
They'll make him go to
At the library.
Make him go to an AA meeting next to the library.
Yeah,
And he'll be right back at Southside again at 11:30.
there you go. There you go.
Having a couple of belts with me and Mike before he goes and crashes his Cadillac into a friggin' family of children. He's crashing it back into the library.
Yeah, that was. Ooh, that's crazy. What happened? My mic is very loud for some reason. There we go. Right, much better. Anyways, yeah, that's quite the story there. You just drunk. You just walk into a library and you're like, I want to read Hemingway. You know.
Where do you keep Hemingway?
I got a cell phone for you. Oldest Huxley, yes.
Can you guys show me where the books on wine are?
I want a book on Merlot.
Did I ever tell you the time where I was in the library and I found this book on wine and a guy came up to me, punched me in the face?
So I had sex with his wife and beat him up.
Wherever you are, Pete, we
I
miss you.
had an incident at the Mayapack Library, at the old Mayapack Library, when it was much
You
smaller.
ran into some drunk.
No, I wish it was like that. What happened was I was with my friend Tony Gustin, and we were walking through Val's brother. Yeah. And it was quiet in there like a library is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And as we're walking toward the door to go out, I just ripped one. I farted like it was nobody's business, and there, I saw about 7 heads go. Whack.
Oh, they heard you.
Oh, it was loud.
Wow.
Like it was mad quiet in there.
Of course, I would expect
Yeah.
it. I don't want to see it being a raging kegger going on.
And I was like, and all of a sudden, whoop! And I just saw Tony just like bury his face in his hands.
Oh my god. That's great.
Oh, it was wonderful. I mean, for me, it was wonderful. I don't know about the people in there.
Well, of course, you know. Well, at least you didn't have to go to jail for it, so that's the best part about it.
Yes, yeah. I think I was in 10th grade when that happened.
Oh, good old 10th grade. By the way, I know we're talking about the drunks inside the library. By the way, amazing place to go to if you ever need anything.
Mayapack Library's great. And they had awesome view of the lake, by the way.
The
From
lake
up there.
view, it was amazing. So definitely check that place out too. I mean, again, I think our big goal here is definitely to support.
Shorty Brown misses the old one.
Yeah, back in the old days. But I think the point of this is support the local flavor.
Yes.
Everything we're talking about tonight, I mean, obviously, we're talking about all
Love
the
our
stuff that's
town, love our county.
Exactly. We're homers.
Yeah.
That's what it comes right down to. We're hometown guys. And speaking of which, there's actually some really some interesting events that you people can check out. Here's one that's coming up is the Bluebell Festival on May 3rd. This is in Brewster. It's the town right next to ours, but it's still within the area, so we're going to plug it. It is the Bluebell Festival, which is, I believe, bluebell flowers are just starting to come into bloom right now.
They certainly are.
And they're having an event. I forget which company is doing it.
I think it's just the.
Bluebell ice cream.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, everybody. If you're into the bluebells, bluebells. Bluebells.
We're rather
could be the other
bluebells than
something else.
blue
Yeah, but
balls.
that's true. Hey. The Putnam County Land Trust is hosting a Bluebell Festival on
We have a land
this
trust?
Saturday. We do have a land
Look
trust.
at that.
The hell have you been?
I trust this land with my life.
Yes. It is. It's going to be this Saturday, May 3rd. The day will start at 7:30 a.m. with a limited space reservation only breakfast with the birds with Jim Utter, Dr. Jim Utter.
Oh,
So, and
doctor.
guests will participate in a guided bike bird hike on the Ice Pond Basin, followed by a hearty breakfast. Yippee! Sounds like a good time to me.
A hearty breakfast of bird.
A hearty breakfast of bird and
bird eggs.
So basically, if you're into that kind of stuff,
Is the
check it out.
doctor
The cost of the
taking
breakfast is
children?
$25.
Okay.
No, he just loves the bluebells,
Okay.
and he
sure.
wants to So yeah, so go check that out. There's another thing going on in June.
Oh, June.
June. Do you have a dog out there? Does anybody have dogs?
Sure.
Dogs.
You have
dogs.
Comet. Shorty Brown has
Dogs.
Comet.
Dogs.
Mickle
Well-
has Buddy.
Yes. Well, Buddy, Mickle's buddy, he could be the top dog of Putnam
He is
County.
the top dog of Putnam County.
Well, it could be official. He could be officially the top dog.
He is. The Humane Society
About-
knows him by name.
If you go down to the town clerk's office and put in an application with a photo and everything of their pet, they will receive a grand prize. While the first deputy dog will receive the Carmel's dog will
deputy.
receive a grand prize, and then it will be the winners will be announced at Woofstock, a day
Oh.
of barks and art in the park. Say that 10 times fast.
Barks and Art in the Park. I can't.
Yeah, you can.
I can't say it once.
The day is co-sponsored by the Putnam Arts Council, which includes a special dog walk, doggy demonstrations, visits from animal rescue groups, on-site microchipping,
and
contact
plenty
skydiving.
of fire hydrants to go around.
And I believe that this all happens Woofstock's always been at Sycamore Park. So I believe that that's where it's going to be happening.
Oh, cripes.
Yeah, they have a dog park there.
No wonder all the kids get sick in the summer. The dogs run in there in May. They piss and go number 2 in the water. All the 8-year-olds go in there, 10-year-olds go in there in the summer and get ear infections.
Nice save.
I'm trying hard, Spanky.
I
I'm
know
really
you
trying
are
hard.
really are. It's good. It's nice. It's sweet of you.
You know why? Because I'm not completely intoxicated.
We have been drinking. Well, they've been drinking Miller High Lifes the entire time we've been on the air.
Because I got to
so-
tell you, Sunday night we did this, I felt no pain.
Yeah, I'm sure. Every night we do this, we feel no pain.
Do you know we went through an entire 24 case of Coors?
You guys went. No, it was Banquet.
It was the banquet.
You guys
Coors
went
Banquet.
through all that. I believe a bag of barbecue Wise potato chips.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was eating those. I was wondering why I had a taste in my mouth Monday morning.
There's one thing about this podcast that I kind of do love is there's always plenty of food and drink.
There is drink. I think,
Plenty of mead.
yes, we're at the mead table, at my parents' mead table. And I think Miller High Life is the official beer of the official podcast for the Maypac Carmel
You
area.
say that, but next week we're going to change a different beer and it's going to be different.
But I got to tell you, though, this seems like a beer we all agree on. Is
Yes,
High
I can
Life.
agree. It's the champagne of beers.
It is the champagne of beers. Amy drinks it. Mike drinks it. I drink it. You drink it.
You know what we're going to have to do?
Amy likes the snooty beers.
Snooty beers. You know what we're going to have to do over the summertime? We're going to have a shack barbecue.
Oh, are we ever?
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to do it. Lots of food, lots of drink.
I will bring the 4 Milwaukee Giants
We
to
should
that one.
have it at Sycamore Park. Boom.
If we can, yeah.
I think.
Can you have alcohol there?
I think so. No, can't.
No.
No, you can't.
We'll
drink
just have to
alcohol
do
there.
it at my house.
We'll have to do it at Kurt's place.
Listen, if I can get rid of Nan,
You do it at my place.
we do it at my house.
We'll do it
Just
wherever.
pre-game in a parking lot.
I know.
The gatekeepers will be after you.
Aaron was a gatekeeper.
As a former gatekeeper,
Well,
they'll be
I
after
happen
you.
to be the keymaster.
Good old Sycamore Park. The one-town park. It's fan. Well, we have a bunch of town parks.
Yeah, well,
but
I used to go to Sycamore every year. I got a friggin' strep throat or an ear infection.
That's your own fault.
My mother goes, I don't think I'm going to send you there anymore. honey." Then I went to Pine Grove for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, Pine Grove. I remember that.
And then they yelled at me because I jumped in the pool, and I guess I sneezed in the water. And there was a thing of... We were in the pool, and there was
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
probably about the width of Amy's Heineken can. The width of that was probably the width of the snot pool that I went.
you were that kid.
I was that kid. Yeah, I was snotty. And Mike, the lifeguard, scoop it out with the skimmer. I don't think I've ever told that story.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's been embedded in my memory bank for like 20 years. I'm just telling you.
Jeez Louise. That's really great.
I'm like, hey, look at that.
Oh, God, that's so great.
I blew my nose in the pool just the way I like it.
That's really great. There's some other good events going on right now, too. Soon, if you're interested in getting into the library Board of Trustees, they're holding elections. I believe it's all in the Times someplace. One of these.
Maybe I'll throw my name on a ballot.
You know what? I think that's a fantastic idea, Kurt.
And I will lose.
You most certainly should.
And I'll lose handsomely.
I'd vote for you.
Just go in there and go, hurrah!
Better vote for me.
We need more
Thank you, Amy.
gun
So who's to run
magazines
this
in this library. I can't find the page. It was in there somewhere. But yes, they're holding elections. There's a couple spots open for the Board of Trustees. If you're interested in getting into your foray of politics,
Ooh.
that would be your place. I forget the actual date. It's in
We
one
need
of
a
the
new
papers.
urinal in a men's room. Vote of hands.
And then you can troll all the drunks coming into the library.
Yes, that come in there to shave and do BM.
Yes, exactly. There's also another thing, too, which is always kind of nice. Putnam ARC is looking for gardens for their garden, to their annual garden tour. Putnam ARC or Park, as it's also known.
Park, okay.
They help people with developmentally disabled. People help them, through their lives and stuff like that. And one of the things they do every year is they do a garden tour.
I'm not going to make a joke about those people.
Of course not. We would never.
no.
Oh, no. Basically, what's going to be going on... Oh, here it is. Right?
You got it?
Yeah, right there. Basically, what's going on is they're looking for people who have nice gardens, apparently. And they're going to be asking people to donate their gardens because they're going to go around and just do a nice tour of the county and see these wonderful gardens. They're looking for different types of gardens, really nice stuff. And here's the thing that's really nice about it. They're giving as an incentive, they're sending any people with gardens to Cancun
Ooh.
for, I believe, 5 days.
5 days, 4 nights. 5 days, 4 nights.
Ugh. They've
been doing this. They've been doing this.
In clear water in Cancun.
Coronas,
I want to
well,
go.
you know what? Get started on that garden because
You know what? My stepfather's quite the homosexual when it comes to gardening. Like he's
and
really
how
good
is he
at
a
it.
homosexual?
I
Curtis?
don't know, I'm just quoting my mother.
Does he have sex with other gardeners who are of the same sex?
He might.
Maybe.
Every time he goes into J. Crew, men hit on him.
Okay, well,
I swear to God.
He's a good-looking man.
My mother goes, honey, it's because he looks like the Marlboro Man.
Any
George, my stepfather is very artsy, and if you could tell by the smile in his school picture over there behind my mother, he yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Park. They do this every year. It's the Putnam County Secret Garden Tour, and this year it's on Saturday, June 7th. So they still need some gardens. I know that this year the weather has been terrible due to global warming, the global vortex, whatever, polar vortex, whatever. So get your gardens going, and then this tour will be. And then if you do win, you'll be the best garden tour. It's It was named the best garden tour in the Hudson Valley by Hudson Valley Magazine, and it's esteemed and renowned throughout the area.
Very nice.
So if you want to, please do that. That'd be
All right.
awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful. So
Very cool. Another thing too, for all you people with terrible rotten teeth, I believe. Yep, you got it right there. They're having a free dentistry for Heart Day. From the heart. Aaron, if you could just give us a little background.
Oh, not a problem, Spanky. Join the Putnam Dental Associates on May 16th for their 3rd annual Dentistry from the Heart event.
Eek.
So if you are one of 100 patients, it's first come, first serve. So it's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I don't want my teeth drilled.
And if you have killer cavities, please, I mean, really, I would designate this if you have some really bad stuff going on in your mouth. Line up before 8 a.m. and get in there.
Now, do they treat the gum disease known as gingivitis?
They will do. You can choose one of the following: cleaning, filling, or extraction. So it could be expensive. So if you've got a rotted tooth that you're rotting out of your head, you get there between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And if you're one of the first 100, they'll take care of you free of charge. So
I have a line of
please.
English immigrants lining up.
So for God's sakes, to help the rest of us out, please get that tooth taken care of. You can do it for free on May 16th. So there you go.
That was beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's great. We always loved free things in this town. You know what's great about, like, and you don't really realize this until you read one of these papers, that there is always something to do.
There is.
And there's something for everything, too.
People
because
can complain about us being a small community all they want, and there's nothing to do.
There's
go
so much
scratch.
to do. So much to do. I mean, if you just look at the events page.
Yeah.
And they're in every local paper. You have jazz, comedy, science stuff, seminars. I mean, there's volunteer work that you can do. Tooth pulling. Where else, except for Mahopac and Carmel, are you going to get free dentistry from 8 a.m. to 4 o'clock, first 100 people? Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Not going to get
ever.
anywhere.
Nowhere.
Except you're in like a really weird place in the
Except
city.
here in Mahopac.
What was the reason for Mahopac again? We told that at the last show. What was the?
I think I still have it.
Oh, it has to do with Big Lake or something, right?
Well, I think it would happen to do.
Dong, where's my automobile? Oh, Big Lake.
No.
Oh wait, I have a history of Mahopac. It is it's.
I am gonna have to go start the grill.
Please start the grill.
Yeah,
I
we'll
want
do
some
that in a minute.
brats. Some brats.
Chop, chop.
It is Lake Mahopac means the Lake of the Great Serpent.
Lake of the Great Serpent.
If that's not demonic, I don't know what is.
Oh, Kurt, I know all about serpents. They're slithery.
So, anyways, that's pretty much going to be our show for tonight. As always, definitely check us out on Facebook if you're listening in. The Shack, the official podcast of the Mahopac Carmel area. Look for us that. We're going to be advertising in Mahopac soon. We're going to get posters made up and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be seeing us all over the place. Definitely check us out on Twitter. You can follow my account, The Den Radio, and we'll definitely be posting links for the shows and all that stuff. You can follow Aaron, Master E-Dog, EDAWG99 at Master E-Dog on Twitter.
Man, I gotta get a Twitter.
You do. You should get one.
You can follow me on Facebook. That's about it.
Just go to the
You can
Shack
go on my
webs-
MySpace page. I
Just
haven't
go to
used
the
it
Shack
years.
group, subscribe to us. You have everything there. You can be able to listen to old shows and stuff like that. And again, send us your local events. We want to hear from you people. We want to send Aaron to a sports event. If you have an obscure sports event that you want covered by us show, we're going to send Aaron out. And she's going to be there. She's going to hand a bumper sticker. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to see her beautiful red mane.
And look for us at the Relay for Life because we're going to be signing up this week
Absolutely.
for it. We're joining a team, so if you want to be a part of it, please go to our Facebook page. And that is The Shack, the official podcast of the Carmel Mahopac area.
I think I might send you over to the roller derby.
I'm down for the roller derby. You give me a call. I'm down.
All right. Well,
I'm down.
good show, man. Good faff.
Good faff. I'm Spanky Frank.
I'm Master E-Dog.
I am Kurt C. Trombetta.
Have
That
a
was Mike.
great night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.